The illusion of expertise. Imagine you want to get in shape. You sign up for a premium fitness course promising to transform your body in 90 days. You show up, eager to learn, and then the instructor walks in, 300 pounds overweight, breathing heavily just from crossing the room. Would you still take his advice? Probably not. Because if he actually knew how to achieve peak fitness, wouldn't he have done it himself first? Yet, when it comes to money, business, and success, people blindly follow advice from the financial equivalent of that overweight trainer. They read books, watch TV shows, and attend expensive seminars taught by people who got rich. Not by using the strategies they teach, but by selling those strategies to others. Think about it. Would you trust a chef who can't cook, or a pilot who's never flown a plane? Yet millions of people flock to experts whose only real skill is marketing themselves. The hypocrisy of fake gurus. Paradox exists in the world of finance, business, and self-improvement. Those who teach often haven't done. The career counselor who never built a career worth following. The personal finance guru drowning in debt. The business professor who never started a business. Would you take medical advice from someone who never studied medicine? Then why take wealth-building advice from someone who got rich selling courses instead of actually building wealth? Take Sarah, for example. She attended a $5,000 weekend seminar, led by a charismatic millionaire mentor. This guru promised attendees the secrets to financial freedom, all while wearing a Rolex and driving a leased Lamborghini. Invest in this program, he said, pacing across the stage like a motivational preacher. It's the same system. I used to make my fortune. But later, during a Q&A session, someone asked him how many businesses he'd personally built. His response? A nervous laugh and a vague answer about multiple streams of income. Afterward, Sarah approached another attendee, skeptical but curious. "Do you think he really made his money doing what he teaches?" she whispered. The other person shrugged. "Honestly? Probably not. But he sure knows how to sell dreams. And that's the problem with fake gurus. They're great at selling hope, but terrible at delivering results." The broke know-it-alls, it's not just the gurus. The world is full of people who love giving advice they've never followed themselves. The uncle who lives paycheck to paycheck but insists he knows the best stock to buy. The college professor who teaches entrepreneurship but never ran a business. The TV finance expert who tells you to diversify into mutual funds while secretly investing in startups and real estate. They sound convincing. They have data, statistics, and compelling arguments. But there's one problem. They haven't succeeded using their own advice. Consider Mark, a recent college graduate sitting at Thanksgiving dinner with his family. His uncle leaned back in his chair, holding court as usual. "You know, Mark," Uncle Joe said, pointing a turkey leg at him, "you should invest in tech stocks right now. That's where the future is." Mark raised an eyebrow. "Uncle Joe, didn't you lose half your savings in that crypto crash last year?" Joe waved, dismissively. Yeah, but that was different. Crypto's too risky. Tech stocks are safe." Safe? Mark thought, suppressing a smirk. If Uncle Joe couldn't even manage his own finances, why would anyone listen to his investment tips? What real advice looks like. So who should you actually listen to? The entrepreneur who built a business from scratch, not the consultant who studied businesses in theory. The investor who turned thousands into millions, not the one who only makes money from books and speaking gigs. The fitness coach who transformed their own body, not the one reading from a textbook. In short, look at results, not rhetoric. Let's revisit Sarah, the seminar attendee. After realizing her guru wasn't walking the walk, she decided to seek out mentors who had proven track records. She found Lisa, a local entrepreneur who had bootstrapped her way from a small bakery to a chain of restaurants. "Here's the thing," Lisa told Sarah over coffee. "I don't claim to know everything, but everything I teach comes from lessons I've learned the hard way. Mistakes, failures, successes, it's all part of the process." Sarah nodded, impressed. Unlike the flashy seminar leader, Lisa didn't promise overnight riches. Instead, she shared practical steps based on her own journey. Examples: truth versus fiction, the social media millionaire versus the real investor. On Instagram, a flashy financial coach posts pictures of Lamborghinis, yachts, and luxury vacations. But dig deeper, and you realize he's never actually built wealth. He just sells overpriced get-rich courses. Meanwhile, there's a low-key investor named Tom who started small, built rental properties, reinvested profits, and now has passive income that will last generations. He doesn't need to sell a dream because he already built one. One day, Tom met the social media guru at a networking event. "I see you're teaching people how to build wealth," Tom said, gesturing to the guru's flashy suit. The guru grinned. "Absolutely, and I'm living proof it works," Tom chuckled. "Funny? My definition of proof involves bank statements, not Instagram filters." The business school paradox. A student spends $100,000 on an MBA, learning business theory from professors who have never run a company. Meanwhile, a 22-year-old dropout builds an online store, reinvests profits, and by 30, owns multiple businesses generating millions. At a reunion years later, the MBA graduate complains bitterly about corporate politics and stagnant pay. Meanwhile, the dropout shrugs. "I guess I missed out on all those theories," he jokes. "But hey, at least I didn't go broke learning them." The solution? Vet your mentors. Next time someone gives you advice, ask yourself one question. Did they get where I want to go by using the advice they're giving me? If the answer is no, walk away. Because knowledge without results is just noise, and following the wrong advice won't just waste your time. It'll keep you broke forever. Remember Rachel, the young professional struggling to climb the corporate ladder? For years, she listened to her boss, a middle manager stuck in the same role for 2 decades. "Work harder," he'd say. "Put in the hours, and promotions will come." But Rachel noticed something. Her boss worked harder than anyone else, yet remained stuck. Finally, she sought guidance from a senior executive who had risen through the ranks quickly. "Here's the secret," the executive told her. "Hard work matters, but so does strategy. Learn to navigate relationships, advocate for yourself, and create value beyond your job description." Rachel took that advice, and within 3 years, she surpassed her old boss.